Since its stunning courtroom drama revealed the reality behind bars, it has swept the music industry by storm. Get ready to be astounded as we delve into the dramatic trial of YNW Melly, the up-and-coming rap sensation, and the bombshell discovery that has stunned supporters and doubters alike. Get ready for a heart-pounding journey as we investigate YNW Melly's fiery responses to the shocking development in his trial, and the suspected incrimination of his accomplice, YNW Bortlen. His longtime buddy and fellow rapper YNW Bortlen recently testified against him, shocking their followers and the public at large. In this piece, we'll investigate YNW Melly's thoughts after hearing YNW Bortlen testify, and we'll think about what it could mean for their relationship and the trial's conclusion. Get ready to learn the truth behind the scenes of the riveting story that has everyone talking about your field. Follow us as we dive into the riveting narrative that will have you wondering everything you thought you knew about loyalty, treachery, and the murky world of hip-hop justice. It's hardly surprising that YNW Melly had a strong response after hearing YNW Bortlen's evidence in court. The closeness of these two musicians is well known, so hearing that one would testify against the other would have been shocking. Feelings of betrayal and sadness are understandable in such a circumstance. It's possible that YNW Melly felt a range of emotions while he listened to YNW Bortlen's statement. He may have felt a mix of emotions, including anger, disappointment, and perplexity. It must have been awful to have someone he previously considered a close friend turn on him at this crucial time. However, keep in mind that our best guesses concerning YNW Melly's internal state and responses are just that, best guesses. We don't know the specifics of his situation, but we can only guess at the emotional upheaval he's through. Recognizing that everyone involved is going through their own unique set of circumstances and feelings is essential to approach this issue with sensitivity and understanding. Anger, disappointment, and even sadness are all normal responses to a scenario like this. Someone who was there for you through thick and thin betrayed your trust and abandoned you at your most vulnerable. It's a bitter pill you have to take. As an outsider looking in, it's important to keep in mind that it's impossible to know what goes on behind closed doors or the nuances of their relationship. We may all make educated guesses as to why YNW Bortlen testified against his buddy, but only he knows the whole story. We do know that this new development will have far-reaching implications for YNW Melly's trial and, by extension, his future. The emotional toll of dealing with a close friend or family member's treachery might compromise his capacity to defend himself. In the next part, we will examine YNW Bortlen's courtroom evidence and how it affected YNW Melly's emotions in more detail. Listen in for more clarification on this puzzling situation. The testimony of YNW Bortlen in the trial of YNW Melly has astonished and interested many. Everyone in the courtroom was staring at Bortlen as he took the witness stand. Everyone in the room was on edge as they waited for him to speak. Murmurs filled the air. Bortlen's evidence was important since it revealed the sequence of events that led up to that fatal night. He described their close connection, their meteoric ascent in the music business, and their eventual descent into a violent underworld. He spoke, recounted the events leading up to and after the tragedy that took the lives of two people, but his voice shook as he did so. The prosecution carefully interrogated Bortlen, looking for any discrepancies or indications of dishonesty. His replies were deliberate and thoughtful, and they revealed a nuanced story that could not be disputed. He explained how their participation in criminal operations and friendship with violent people led up to an unthinkable act of violence. The testimony of YNW Bortlen was like seeing into a black hole of hopelessness. A life ruled by terror and guilt was vividly depicted. His remarks lingered, and everyone there felt torn between compassion for his ordeal and suspicion of his motivations and trustworthiness. As we listened intently, we realized that the outcome of this trial would have far-reaching repercussions for both YNW Melly and YNW Bortlen. We were being confronted with unsettling facts about celebrity, friendship, and fairness as the truth was being exposed. This witness's evidence would unquestionably be pivotal in deciding the result of this high-profile case. True friends never falter in their commitment to help when a crisis strikes. To show his support for YNW Melly throughout the trial, Bryson Boom Paul just released a new song. The song's release is a bold statement to the world and a powerful testimony to their relationship. Boom, Bryson Paul's choice to write a whole song for YNW Melly, is indicative of the closeness of their friendship. This story exemplifies the fact that genuine friendship transcends physical distance and can weather any storm. Bryson Boom Paul is using his fame and skills to provide support for a close buddy who is going through a tough moment. In addition, this new song is an anthem for all people who value equity and fair treatment of others. It serves as a timely reminder that everyone has the right to a fair trial and that it's important to avoid making snap judgments based on accusations alone. Bryson Boom Paul is asking for patience and understanding from his audience while the the legal process plays out, urging them to do so via his music. Last but not least, Bryson, Boom, friendship, and unity are on full display in Paul's choice to release a new song in YNW Melly's honor. It serves as a poignant reminder that genuine friendships endure during good times and bad. This show of commitment not only solidifies their friendship, but also sends a powerful message of solidarity and fairness out into the world. The intensity with which YNW Melly responded to YNW Bortland's evidence in court was unprecedented. Melly seemed to be struggling with a range of emotions as the trial progressed and his close buddy entered the witness stand, including astonishment, sadness, and maybe betrayal. It was evident that Bortland's choice to collaborate with police had a profound effect on him, and that the issue weighed heavily on his shoulders. Melly's attitude changed from shock to fury to grief as he sat in the courtroom. He was unable to get his head around the idea that a person he thought of as a brother might turn the state's evidence against him. Melly felt exposed and vulnerable as the trust between them seemed to dissolve in an instant. Melly's nonverbal cues over the whole ordeal were illuminating. He looked at Bortland and their defensive squad nervously while slouching in his chair. He was having a hard time accepting what he was seeing. He struggled with emotions of betrayal and uncertainty as he tried to make sense of the situation. Keep in mind that these responses are quite understandable given the situation. When confronted with such surprises, people's emotions might run high, and they might respond in ways they never imagined. YNW Melly's responses show that even the people we put our faith in may disappoint us. The more we learn about this trial and YNW Melly's response to it, the more we realize that this is more than simply a legal struggle for him. YNW Bortland's story has changed the course of their relationship and their lives. How these changes will affect their future is unknown. The courtroom testimony of YNW Bortland was a turning point in the case against YNW Melly. Given their lengthy friendship and professional partnership, Bortland's opinion mattered much. The courtroom was tense as everyone waited for Bortland to take the stand and recount what had happened that evening. Bortland's evidence provided a detailed account of the circumstances leading up to the incident and explained Melly's purported participation. He gave the prosecution a full account of their whereabouts, movements, and discussions. Melly, who had maintained his innocence throughout the trials, found himself in an uncomfortable position. Melly's expressions while Bortland talked were on display for everyone to see. His expression showed a range of feelings, including surprise, bewilderment, and maybe even betrayal. His friend's remarks seemed to press down on him as he listened carefully to every detail. It was clear that the witness's words had touched a nerve with him. This was a pivotal phase in Melly's trial. To have someone he loved and considered family turn on him and testify against him must have been very upsetting. When someone you care about betrays your trust like this, it's only normal for you to feel upset and bewildered. YNW Melly's response to YNW Bortland's evidence was a major issue for both sides of the case at this point. Although we will never know for sure, we may speculate about the range of feelings Melly must have had at that time, including rage, despair, and disappointment, as well as a strong want to defend himself. Everyone in the courtroom would have been on edge as they anticipated Melly's reaction or rebuttal during this time. It was a defining moment in the trial, and Melly's response might have swayed the jury's decision anyway. The influence of YNW Bortland's courtroom evidence on YNW Melly was significant to say the least. Melly's responses throughout the hearing showed how much his friend's remarks and treachery hurt him. This was a defining moment in the trial because it forced Melly to face the fact that a valued witness had turned against him. It's going to be crucial as we learn more about this case. That's all for today's video, guys. If you like our content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, share, and hit the notification bell to get the latest news from us. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.